Hey everybody, and welcome back to Misscliks.
Yes.
So,
Where
you guys
we enter the house.
are standing outside of Lord Redfoot's house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Knock, knock.
And you give a big knock. Oh, is there anything you want to say before you knock on the door?
What's the name of the guy again?
Lord Redfoot?
No.
Kettleback the blacksmith.
Kettleback. Alright.
I feel like this deserves a thank you, Emma.
Thank you, Emma. But
I know. Emma notes things too, you know. Both of you should appreciate it.
You better recognize.
No, it's fine.
Take a note.
alright.
Alright, you guys give a knock on the door, and a butler answers and goes, yes? How can I help you?
I do the same kind of air as I had with the guard. Good morning, sir. Thank you. We come in search of Lord Redfoot.
Who may I say is calling?
The sons and daughters of Reluna, Adea, Emma, and Arcas.
But of course, and he gives you a bow and motions you into a room just off the side of the hallway, which is like a little parlor, and motions for you to sit, and rings a little bell, and walks off into the house somewhere else. A few moments later,
I whisper while he goes away, I whisper, we just announced who we are, so if Redfoot's evil, he's probably going to try to kill us because they're looking for us, so just be on your guard.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
At this point, the two girls come in the room. You can whisper if you want, but just letting you know that they're in the room now. And they ask you if you'd like anything to eat or drink.
No, thank you. We're quite well.
They smile, curtsy, leave, and come back with grapes, cheese, and crackers. Anyway, and some glasses of wine. And then one of them stands in the corner of the room, like with her hands folded in front of her, and the other one departs. A few minutes pass, and eventually the butler comes back and says, I'm sorry, Lord Redfoot is busy today and cannot make an appointment with you. You'll have to come back tomorrow.
Unfortunately, our business cannot wait, and does pertain to the will of the gods. All hail the gods.
If you have something else you would like for me to pass on.
I think that you should just take us to him.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I cannot do that.
Is, what's his face? Almond working here today?
I'm sorry. I do not know who you speak of.
The gnome that was hired out by Lord Redfoot.
You really should speak to him about such things.
I try one more time with all of my charisma, and I say, sir, I, for one, especially appreciate your attention to protocol, and you have been more than accommodating. Unfortunately, we are on such an important errand that we must insist to see your master, and if you will not take us to him, unfortunately, we must take ourselves to him. As such, if you would preserve the decorum of this house by taking us there instead of letting us barge in unceremoniously, I think that would be best.
I will let him know of your insistence, and he disappears again.
You can just follow him, you know?
And
Yes, be polite.
he comes back a few minutes later, this time with a very important, self-indignant man. You know, he's got like his back is straight, his head is up, he's kind of like looking down his nose at you, his hair's combed very neatly and carefully, and he's wearing like a long silk smoking jacket with slippers. And he approaches you and says, who are you and what do you want? I'm a very busy man.
Lord Redfoot, and I nod, you know, with still that air of importance, and I say, I am Adea, daughter of Reluna. This is my brother Arcas and sister Emma. We are here on very important business. We hear that you've employed a gnome recently, and we would like to know his whereabouts and why you have employed him.
My business is none of yours.
I can see why you may think that, but it is said that those who believe their knowledge to be superior to the gods are in fact more inferior to themselves.
That doesn't make any sense.
Will you?
Now-
Emma cracks up.
You must leave before I call the constable.
The constable would be perturbed to hear that you have treated the sons and daughters of Verluna so.
Sons and daughters of Reluna.
Indeed.
Really? Jeeves, get the constable. And the
We're gonna
butler
have
nods
to
and
prove
heads
it
out.
again.
Go get the horse.
And restrain the butler. Don't let anyone leave.
Does anyone go to restrain the butler?
Yeah, I actually take the butler like this and I do like, vroom.
Okay, so you have to like chase him down the hallway because he's already walked out.
Alright.
So you
I chase
come
him
down,
down
you
and-
grab him and toss him over your shoulder, come back and lift him up.
I'm like,
So bad.
I'm a demigod, and then like, vroom, and I catch him.
Like Jimmy. Whee!
No, not exactly like Jimmy. I'm not trying to catch him and throw it as hard as I can. Just like a little
Yeah,
push.
I mean you're indoors here. You don't want to throw him.
Mhm.
The Lord Redfoot says, "Well, you certainly are a strong young man."
Do you want to see how strong I can get?
Now,
Yeah,
we
you-
need to come to violence. If it's money you want, I have
No,
that.
I just meant spells and to show you that we are gods, but maybe you already got that part. Did you get that part?
I try to nudge Emma and make the motion for like. That's evil.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna be evil enough.
Okay.
I had the gnome make a prism for me.
Oh, really now? And
Yes.
who asked you to make a prism for you?
No one asked me. I made it for myself. It has since been stolen, unfortunately, and I have sent the gnome off to get more materials to make me another one.
Aha! So who stole it? Oh, you don't know. Do you have any leads? Can we help you get it back?
I don't think so.
We are strangely into prisms here. And
We believe that the prism that was stolen from you may be of particular interest to the gods, and we would be very.
Do you have any proof of these claims?
yeah, we
Do
do
the
actually.
gods need proof?
Yes. If that's what you're claiming to be, you need proof. I'm not going to just
Proof that we
believe
are
that
gods
some
or proof of
ruffians
what?
that are covered in mud and your clothes are all tattered and torn are gods? Demigods? I don't think demigods walk around in rags like these. Look at you,
You-
you old brute. You've got blood stains all over your shirt. And you act like some lady, but look at your hem. 6 inches deep in mud.
I cast Phantasmal Force and make there be 50 of us in the room.
Alright, so you stand up and start chanting the
God.
spell. Or, sit down and start chanting your spell, whatever. And he takes a few steps back and says, "Ugh, witchcraft!" And starts yelling out, "Guards! Guards!" And you hear the scampering of feet in the rest of the house.
Ugh.
Nice.
But pretty soon the
Alright.
spell finishes, and they are 50 of you everywhere. And he stops his shrieking and goes, and just looks out across the sea of all of you.
Calm down, sir. We don't want any trouble.
I make all the
Watch you-
Arcas' mouths move at the same time as him. And they're all rocking around in front of him, so it's like a sea of Arcases, and you can't tell which one's speaking.
Alright.
And I move as well, I guess, when I see that. So that I'm like, oh, and then I start moving. And like, we don't want any trouble. We just want to talk to you. You need to believe us. We are actually sons and daughters of Reluna. Let's just not waste time to figure that out because it will only lead to bad things if we have to fight. Because obviously we're gonna win because we're stronger than you. Blah 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 blah. Let's just get down to business. Tell your guards to back off and let's discuss this.
I don't have any guards. I was yelling for the servants to go get them.
Well, tell your servant everything's okay, false alarm.
I'm sure they're gone by now.
Cancel animation.
Well, tell them when they arrive. This is not us trying to fight. We're
Alright,
guards,
fine. You've
we'll
got me as
all
your
die.
hostage. What do you want now?
Alright, let's go.
I'm still casting it, and I say, so are you convinced then that we're demigods?
I'm convinced that you're demigods, and you'll use any means necessary to prove it, so what do you want from me?
We want to help you recover your prism. Is that so difficult?
I just find it difficult to believe.
It is
Force
said
your
that
way
those
into
who
my
find-
house and tell me you want to recover my item that was stolen?
We
Sounds
believe you may
ludicrous.
be an accessory to a plot of great evil, and we would prefer not to kill you if you are in fact not as evil as we suspected you were. Your prism may be used for quite nefarious acts.
We do believe the stolen prism is actually the prism we were seeking.
I have all the Adeas surround him and start dancing.
He
Have
looks
you heard-
bewildered, like what's going on here?
They're dancing like staring at him, like really
And
intimidated.
the Arcas start to fart with their arms.
Okay, I make all of them fart with their arms.
Yeah.
Alright, he's weirded out and confused at everything that's happening before him. And finally says, look, I don't know anything. My house was broken into, the prison was stolen. I filed a report, and I sent the gnome to go get more supplies to make a new one. I really don't know
Alright.
who took it or why they would want to take it.
What was the prism exactly? Can you explain to us, like, the purpose of it, what it does,
I was making it for my granddaughter.
and what does it do?
It refracts light, splits it from just normal sunlight into a beam of colors.
Oh, Neil, if I get a really precise description of the prism, could I locate object and find it? Or is that not...
I mean, it would have to be one held, like you'd have to have held the prism before, pretty much. I don't think there's any one way someone can describe it.
Okay. Hmm.
We want to search your house for clues and use any methods we can to try and find the people who stole it. So will we have your complete cooperation?
I don't think I have another choice. Do as you will with my house. I cannot stop you.
Do you know where the dwarf was sent? Exactly?
What dwarf?
The gnome.
The gnome.
Yeah, that. Small creatures, all the same.
He was sent to Hoskar to gather the raw materials.
Postcard. All right.
That's
Well,
where you had Jeremiah.
I snap and make all the apparitions disappear and curtsy to him and say thank you. We appreciate your help, however reluctant, and we will see that the gods hear good things about you.
Wait! Where's your bedroom?
He points up.
I run and I search for the bedroom.
You find it eventually. You find actually a bunch of bedrooms.
I think any bedroom.
Uh-huh.
I get on the bed and I start jumping. And I'm like,
You jump up and down for a little while, and then the bed like cracks underneath you and like splits.
and I'm like, how much is a bed, probably, Neil?
A nice feather bed like this is, hundreds of gold.
God damn it.
Arcas is going nuts from not having killed someone in too long.
I run back down. I'm like, oh, I think I broke your bed.
You tell us?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Sir, I'm sorry, I owe you a bed. How can I repay you without repaying you?
But by then he's
Get out of my
probably-
house.
By then he's probably showing us where the prism was and where it was taken from, right?
Oh, I didn't hear that you asked that. Yes, he takes you to... It was in the back room. There's like a little window bay that the prism was hanging from, kind of like down in front of like the readings chair in the window. And you notice that what would have been a window behind that is just boarded up with a couple of 2x4s.
Has everything been cleaned up, or are there any like glass shards
It's all been
or
cleaned up.
marks?
He frowns.
And you have no idea who could have taken this? Do you know who was aware of the construction besides the dwarf?
There was a rash of break-ins. That's why the glass hasn't been repaired yet. The glass is in high demand right now. It's difficult to get good plate glass.
Who else had break-ins?
Every house on the street.
Did similar things get stolen?
Weird things were stolen from every house. Unusual stuff.
Like what?
I don't know. Mrs. Robinson had her salt and pepper shakers taken. Mr. Frankfurt had his library books all spilled out on the floor and none of them taken whatsoever. He checked them all twice. Weird things, you know, a window gets broken, some pillows go missing, some fruit goes disappearing. Someone came home to their pantry having been urinated in.
Gross.
All sorts of weird things happened. I don't know if the prism has anything in particular to do with it or what. I presumed up until this very moment that the prism was just another random mishap of some maniacal lunatic. Maybe Jexel himself incarnate.
Maybe it was just a distraction.
Perhaps we should create a situation where a thief might be tempted and see if we can capture them.
But they stole, like, fruits. As the stealing stopped,
It was just that one night.
see? It's probably over now. Maybe they didn't know in which house it was exactly. So, was anyone aware of you constructing the prism? Besides the dwarf?
Almond knew, and
Yeah.
I presume whoever he told. My butler knew, my staff knew, my wife knows, my son knows, his wife knows.
We will need to
It
call
was not
a
made a
meeting of
secret.
your whole family.
There was no secret about it. What?
We will need to call a meeting of your whole family.
Oh, really?
This is a matter of the world, the well-being of the entire world. This is a weighty matter. And we must find if someone may have told another someone who could lead us back to this evil plot that has been hatched that will try to make use of your prism.
But if the gnome is... I don't know. I feel like it would be the gnome, but okay.
We could go search for the gnome instead, but I figured since we're here, we could call a quick house meeting.
Yeah, okay.
Please gather everyone in your house together.
My wife is here, although I shan't let you meet her. And my offspring are elsewhere. They do not live here. And I am tired of meeting to your ruffians' demands.
Then we must
The guards
hold you
should be
in
here
suspect
any
as an
minute. If
accessory.
you don't leave now, I'm sure they will lock you away for the rest of your life.
And I am sure that if you are counted an accessory to this plot, the entire world will want to kill you.
Lunatics.
And we are the only ones standing
Madmen.
between you and that.
A lot of you should be locked away, breaking into a man's house like this.
I'm like getting annoyed by him. I'm just like bored by him. I'm like kind of like,
Wait, we didn't break into your house.
You may not have broken in, but you sure as hell won't leave, and now you've restrained me, you physically restrained my butler, you've threatened my life.
We didn't threaten your life.
You threatened
Yeah,
my
I think
life.
you're being a little dramatic.
We didn't threaten your life.
Yeah.
I broke your bed, though.
You did break your bed. We're sorry about
I
that.
broke your bed.
We'll pay for it sometime.
So, I owe you whatever that bed cost.
Or a new bed.
Oh.
You could make him a nice wrought iron bed.
I can make an iron bed.
At this point in time, you hear the trampling of feet, and in through the, you kind of look like, where is that sound coming from? You see out the window that points
Should we
towards
run?
the street.
Should
You see
probably
what
leave.
looks to be about 12 guardsmen, like running
Alright, let's
in
go.
like double file.
Yeah,
And
we
a
should go.
serving
That's
girl
very-
leading the way.
We
and
go
she points to
the
house.
opposite way.
Yeah,
I
I guess
think
we
we
can go
should-
up.
I think that we should tell his guards that he's been an accessory to an evil plot, and that we
No,
are...
I think by that time we're gonna get arrested.
A couple of guards come into
Let's
it,
go, let's
and
go,
the
let's go,
first
let's go,
one
let's go.
pops
I
into
start
the
walking
parlor.
out.
Me too.
I
Alright,
don't
you guys
run.
walk out the back way, and he says, "Guards, arrest them! Arrest them!" And the guards
No.
make chase.
I closed the door behind us.
All right,
I didn't run.
She didn't run for some reason.
all right, Anna, you are there. The other two of you depart through the back. You managed to, like, knock some stuff in front of a door and slow them down. It's not too hard in this building to break out a window and break into the backyards and slip away. It's a very crowded city. It's hard to pursue people, especially when there's a lot of stuff in the way. But Adea, you are arrested. Guards come up to you and they don't even ask you anything. They come up and they grab your hands, and they yank them very roughly and slap big metal manacles on your wrists.
Yep.
Can I not cast spells?
I mean, if you cast spells, they get an attack of opportunity.
I'd have a chance to like say something or take an action or something.
I mean, they run into the room. You can say whatever you want, but they make a beeline for your wrists and just grab you right away.
Well, as soon as they would try for my wrist, I would just try to cast a spell.
Okay, so that gives them an attack of opportunity. If you cast a spell in melee range with someone. So you go to cast a spell, and they swing the butt end of their stick around to hit you. One misses. Second one hits, though. Hits you with the blunt end of his stick as a quarterstaff for 2 damage. Give me a saving throw. No, what do we do? A Constitution check for... You need to roll a 12 or higher on to be able to continue casting your spell.
My Constitution...
17. Not a problem. So you managed to get the spell off anyway. What spell do you cast?
Let me double check what I had. But I think it's Magic Missile. Because I haven't changed my spells the entire time. I cast, just tell me if this is going to work. Cast alternate reality to run before they come in.
What's the casting time of alternate reality? Just as a question.
It is 3.
3. Okay, yeah. This small variant in probability. Any one event attempted by the recipient during the previous round is recalculated, allowing... So basically you get to re-roll any one thing that happened before.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if it works, because I didn't roll anything. I just decided not to run.
No, I think because it changes, the caster creates a small variation in probability. No, it's a statistical probability thing, not like a decision-making thing.
Okay, then I cast Magic Missile on the guy who hit me. The guy who hit me.
Okay. Give me 3d4 plus 3.
Or the guy who's going for my wrist, whoever that is.
They're both going for your wrists.
Okay.
Give me 3d4 plus 3.
And then I run.
Your magic missiles fly into his chest, blast through his armor in front of him, and he gives a shriek and blood sprays out as he tumbles back into the room, dead. And you run.
And I yell, "Beware the wrath of the gods!" as I run.
Okay, give me a dexterity check. That's how we're going to do this, is whoever is the most nimble and can escape the fastest through the confusing house backyards and all sorts of stuff. 27 versus the guard who's pursuing you. Yeah, so you managed to, so you hit that guy, you turn your back and run. Oh, actually, he already took an opportunity attack. He gets a second opportunity attack as you run. So you turn to run, right? And the guy gets an attack of opportunity against you as you do so. He does manage to stab you in the thigh for 1 point of damage.
What did I take before from the
2.
others?
So you've taken 3 now.
Neil, do I hear anything from inside?
No, because you've been gone for like 20 years.
No,
this is like 40 seconds
I would
later.
have stayed behind the door and listened, because I knew my sister's not with us.
Thought you guys said you ran.
Yeah, but Jen said we had a door and we closed the door behind us, so I'm staying there behind and I'm listening.
Well then you heard screams and cries, like you heard a person die and bleed out to death. Bleed to death, and then you...
I didn't mean to kill him, kinda, maybe.
He had 3 HP.
Okay, I go back when I hear that.
Okay, so there's a guy like banging on the door that Arcas is holding closed. I guess you guys never escaped.
I slam the door in his face.
Adea is like running around the corner and gets stabbed by this guy, the previous guy. The guy that's trying to slam the door turns, sees Adea. Arcas opens the door into the guy, kind of squishes him into the side, and sees Adea like limping, just having been stabbed, and another guard coming behind Adea with a spear.
Can I grab Adea and fucking carry her and run with her?
Yeah, so you grab Adea by the arm and like pull her past you into the room.
Yeah.
So now it's just you and the guard, and
Alright.
the guard comes up and goes to like just stab at you as you pull Adea past you. Yeah, but a 2 will not hit. He misses, gets to the door as you shut the door behind you, and the 3 of you bolt out through the back.
Let's go in the town and get forgotten.
Okay.
Blend in.
Can you heal her while we run so she doesn't look like wounded or whatever? And people ask questions. She's bleeding.
Sure. I give her, like, what do I need to give her to make her not look like she's bleeding?
Neal?
I'm sorry. She's not going to be bleeding out. As in terms of healing, you just need to like heal 3 HP because she only took 3 damage. So
Yeah.
Oh. I feel like it's kind of a waste. I guess I'll give her 1 orison.
Will that close the wound, Neal, so it's not obvious?
I mean, you all look like you've been in battle before. It's been a while since you bought new clothes. You were traveling in that rain. You've all taken a ton of blows. Like your clothes are the problem. You look like you've been in battle. Your skin right now, like she heals you for 1, and like there's a big scab over the slash in your thigh, and you got like a bruise and a lump on your shoulder.
Maybe
from
we
the
should
stab.
get some new clothes so that they don't recognize us so easily.
Okay.
Let's go to a clothes shop.
Well, first let's hide somewhere and let this blow over.
Yeah. Alright. Let's do that.
Okay.
So we find like a dark alley or a crowd to blend in with.
Well, you guys
or
are in like
something.
the nice quarter of town. This is where all the nobles live. So you basically run around the town for the rest of the day. Well, here's the other problem: is that all your horses are still out front of the noble's house.
Oh.
Well, I would run directly for the horses and get them and then run on the horses.
Okay, so you guys run around, like you try and make your way around the block, and as you come back, you notice that there are 4 guardsmen standing out front of the noble's house, looking alert.
Like right by our horses?
Right by the horses. And actually, as you come around the corner looking at that, one of the guardsmen who's looking back and forth goes, "There they are!" and points at you, and the 4 of them
running.
chase after
No,
you.
take back the horses. You know how valuable those are?
I start running anyway, I'm not listening.
Arcas, let's take back the horses. You can just throw these guys. You're muted.
Alright, I push people. I slam and try to push people.
Okay,
run
you
those-
run to try and push through them. They have spears out, so they get...
I have my
attacks
shield
against
though.
you. Yeah.
And I enlarge him.
Then you guys... So you enlarge Arcas. Okay. Well, too late. He already ran it. You're running after him to enlarge him.
Yeah.
When
you yell, like,
two breaking orders of operations here. So you run into these guards. 2 of them manage to stab you. I know you've got your shield out, but you are charging, and they are set to receive. Well, one of them hits you. I'm sorry, for double. Set to receive charge, doubles damage on it. Never mind. Point is, one of them stabs you for 7 points of damage. The other one's like the shield spears glance off of you, and you connect with one of them, just like square on. Give me a strength check. Oh, don't roll 1 and you will be fine. Not a problem. You bash right into this guy and just knock him to the side with your spear. He tumbles kind of into a building, and actually going to say hits his head and falls unconscious against the side of the wall. The 3 guards turn to face you now that you've like charged through their lines, and you notice another couple inside starting to come out. At this point, we're going to roll initiative because it's getting complicated.